Today is Monday, November 14th, 2022. It's 3:48 p.m. and I'm calling the Isabella County, Michigan Sheriff's Department. See if I can get justice.
Sheriff's Office, how can I help you?
Hi, ma'am. I'm a 71-year-old.
Hi.
I'm a 71-year-old disabled senior citizen, career Michigan taxpayer that just moved to Isabella County. And I've had to become a senior citizens' rights activist because our dead broke government is abusing senior citizens' right to live. And the reason I'm calling today is I'm calling today to make an attempted murder complaint.
On yourself or?
Yeah, on myself.
Somebody trying to hurt you?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know who it is?
Yes. My complaint is against. Yeah, my complaint is against Michigan Secretary of State hearing judge Brian Longman. He's a criminal.
Okay.
He's a criminal.
So did he enter your home?
Well, he's a criminal that has a nice little extortion scam going on with his vehicle interlock device company called Intoxilock to steal money from struggling Michigan taxpayers. His interlock service contractor is Adams Automotive in Mount Pleasant, and they say that Judge Longman is getting paid off by Intoxilock, and they say that Judge Brian Longman is a crook and they don't want to do business with Intoxilock anymore because their equipment constantly fails and they don't pay their bills. And he's a criminal that's accused me of 2 impossible major violations that make no sense, and his evidence shows that I'm innocent. And I need a sane police officer to come to my house and take a look at the evidence that Judge Longman is falsely calling major violation evidence. And he just said...
Okay, so you lost me on the major violation evidence. So what is he trying to say that you did?
Well, he's saying... he's claiming that I tampered with the equipment. And his own Intoxilock admitted that it was their fault, and the company that did that, Adams Automotive, that installed new equipment, said it wasn't a violation. But this judge just sentenced me. He said that I made a major violation, and back in June of 2021, on July 30th, it took a picture. I went into a store, and 15 minutes later, the equipment failed, and took a picture of my car in a parking lot with nobody in it, and he called that a major violation. He called it failed a rolling retest, which is insane. You can't do that. And so what he's done is...
So where did this take place at? What location?
Well,
where were you?
Well,
what city?
The first time, I just moved from Almont, Michigan, and the first time was in Almont, and the equipment failed, and even Intoxilock said it failed. But what he did is he made.
But this happened in Alma, correct?
Yeah, but that was the first time. Then the second time that it failed was the day that I moved here to Isabella County. I live in, and I drove this thing 450 miles back and forth, moving it and moving, and the next day, the vehicle was just dead, and I spent 16 days on the phone in my driveway with Intoxilock, trying to have them figure out what went wrong. And this thing had 7 major failures in 21 months, and they finally said,
what is Intoxilock? What does it do?
It's an interlock. It's a vehicle interlock device that they put on your car. This is for a 21-year-old incident.
For 20. Okay, what happened 21 years ago that they would do that?
Oh, 21 years ago, I was in a 4-month period, I got 3 DUIs, and I was at the time I was taking Ativan, and I hadn't had a drink in 20 years, and I flipped out over it, and I got 3 incidents in 4 months. So that was the incident. That was 21 years ago, though, and what the state is.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. No, I just, when you started talking about that, I wasn't familiar with those references. So
you know what?
It's
a lot.
Like what you're talking about.
It's a lot. I've got a very complex case, ma'am. Who am I speaking with?
My name is Tanya.
Hi, Tanya. You got a very pleasant voice. And I don't want to take up all your time. I'm I've got evidence. I've got 28 evidence videos that this Intoxilock device it's program failure. And this judge, they the company that does the installation is a contractor called Adams Automotive right in Mount Pleasant. They said this judge is a crook, that he sets up people on purpose, and he's getting paid off by Intoxilock. And,
okay.
And
so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Did the time that it actually failed, was that in Alma that it failed?
No, it was in. I moved on
Okay.
I moved on April 11th, 2022. I moved to.
Mm-hmm.
And I drove back and forth, had no problem. And the next day when I woke up, the vehicle was dead, and and I didn't have food in the house. This is another thing. That's why the attempted murder is. This thing failed, and I didn't have food in my house for 16 days. And I'm 71 years old, and I'm disabled. And on the 15th day, I was going out to my garage, and I passed out, and I hit the concrete, and I was out. I passed out for over an hour. It was dark when I woke up, and I'm 71 years old. I could have died. That's his fault, and that's why I need to show you all my evidence, ma'am. I've got 180 evidence videos against the state of Michigan, Lapeer County, and the Secretary of State. I've been an activist, senior citizens rights activist. I'm completely documented, and I've got them good.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to have you do. I'm going to have you start with Central Dispatch, because when you call them, your complaint will be lodged and recorded, and then they'll have law enforcement make contact with you. And then when the deputy or the officer or the trooper, depending on who gets assigned, makes contact with you, then they'll go over everything with you and either come out to the house, talk to you, but they'll make contact so they can go over everything with you.
See, I already talked to the circuit court, and I showed them my evidence, and they said that I should have an officer come out. But what I wanted is, because this goes all the way up to Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who's been avoiding me, and I've got proof of that too. What I wanted was the Isabella County Sheriff to come out, because they don't answer to the governor.
Well, when you call Central Dispatch, you can request that.
Well,
and since you're in Wademan, it's probably going to be it'll go through.
Okay.
Sorry.
What number am I calling? I thought this was state police.
This is the sheriff's office.
Yeah, this
isn't dispatch.
Oh, I got you. I got to call dispatch. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because they're the ones that actually dispatch. We don't dispatch from this office.
Gotcha. Can you give me that number?
Absolutely. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
989-773-1000.
1000. And that's Isabella County Central Dispatch?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And when you call them, your complaint will be lodged and recorded, and then they'll have them make contact with you. What was your name again, sir? Yep. As soon as you give them a call, they should be able to put you on the board and have somebody contact you.
Okay, that's great. Hey, I really appreciate your help. And is there a time frame? Are they 24 hours, or do I have to call at a certain time?
No, that's 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day.
Okay, great. If you want to see how dead broke Michigan, state of Michigan abuses senior citizens, go to my YouTube channel, Almont Senior. I've got over 180 evidence videos that prove that Judge Longman is a crook, and I've got an existing case in Lapeer County that they can't beat. So they got this judge helping sabotage my case. He blew up my car on April 11th and brought Lapeer County an extra 10 months because I missed opening day of my trial that they can't win, and I've got a lot of money that they owe me for this case that's gone on for 41 months in an unconstitutional 41-month speedy trial. So if you got nothing better to do, go look at Almont Senior on my YouTube channel. 180 videos. I go all the way up to Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who I'm still waiting a phone call back from over 2.5 or 3.5 years. So it's
well, it seems like you put a lot of time and effort into it, sir, and yeah. I wish you the best with your outcome.
Great.
I would definitely give them a call and see what they can do for you, okay?
Perfect. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Today is Thursday, December 15th, 2022. It's 3:30 p.m., and I'm calling the Isabella County, Michigan Central Dispatch Department. to file a attempted murder complaint against Judge Brian Longman.
Center Dispatch.
Hi, sir. I want to. Can you hear me?
I can, yep.
Oh, hi, sir. I want to file a attempted murder complaint.
You want to make an attempted murder complaint?
Yeah, I've got somebody that I want to file a complaint against. And I talked to the sheriff's.
Okay.
I talked to the sheriff's department, and they told me to call this number so you can record it, the conversation. And what I want to do is I want to have a sheriff's deputy come to my house, and I've got all the evidence of this entire incident.
Okay. Where did this attempted murder take place?
In my home. At my home.
Which is what address? All right. And what is your first name? Richard, what's your last name? And a good phone number for you, sir?
810.
Okay. And what happened?
I don't want to waste a whole lot of your time, but I'm making this complaint against Secretary of State Judge Brian Longman, and I've had a state-mandated vehicle interlock device that was supposed to only be a 12-month commitment, and I'm on 22 months of this commitment, and this equipment failed 8 times, and I'm 71 years old and I'm disabled, and on April 11th, their device failed, and I was stranded. I just moved to Wheaton that day, and I moved to a brand new house. I didn't have any food in my house, and the equipment failed, and it left me stranded for 16 days. And I had no food in the house, and I was talking every day to this interlock device company, and they were trying to figure out what was wrong with it. And the equipment was defective, and they took us 16 days, wasting time to finally replace the defective equipment. But in the meantime, on day 15, I was so weak because I had no food for 16 days. And I passed out in my garage and hit the concrete and passed out for over an hour. And I'm 71 years old. That could have killed me. And this has gone on because Judge Brian Longman is a criminal that's got an extortion scam going on with his interlock company. And I've got proof of all of that. And I've got witnesses to prove that he's intentionally sabotaging taxpayers with this program. That's why it's really complicated, sir. But I guarantee you, I'm 71 years old, and I've had to become a disabled senior citizens rights activist because the state of Michigan Secretary of State is abusing our right to my Fourth Amendment rights to be secure in my person.
Okay. And so this happened back in April?
Yeah, and this has been going on and on.
Okay.
This is a real long story with this judge, but he's a criminal. That's got to be. I can settle this in circuit court, but when I went to circuit court, they told me to get a police report first because this is a criminal incident.
Okay. All right. I will have someone get in contact with you when I can. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you. Do you know how long this might be, sir?
Yep. I can't say for certain, just because we deal around emergencies,
Yeah.
but we'll get to you as soon as we can.
Yeah, this isn't a real emergency,
Okay.
but I really appreciate it, and thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Today is Wednesday, January 18th, 2023. It's 3:35 p.m., and I'm calling the Isabella County, Michigan Sheriff's Office. See if I can get a Secretary of State judge arrested.
Sheriff's Office, this is Becky. May I help you?
Hi, Becky. Is Tanya available?
Tanya or Tanya?
Tanya. Well,
Tanya, hold on for just a moment.
I don't know the
Go ahead.
I don't know the difference between Tanya or Tanya. I talked to a lady.
Well, there are two different people here. So.
Oh, really? Shoot. I spoke.
Yeah, what did you talk to her? The person you talked to, what did you talk about?
I'm trying to file a felony complaint against a Secretary of State judge, and she told me that she was going to get me in contact with the sheriff's assistant, or I don't know what his title is, but he was sick, and she told me that that he'd probably be in by Monday, but I've been busy all week and I haven't had a chance to call her back.
Okay, so probably what she was having you do is leave a message for the undersheriff. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, that's it. Well,
okay, let me get you to his office. Hold for just a moment. Yes, go ahead.
He was the one that was sick last week. Does that sound right?
Yes, that's why I said, does the undersheriff sound familiar?
Yeah, is he back yet?
I don't know if he's back. I don't work in his end of the building, but I can get you to his office.
Is it possible I could talk with Tanya? Because I've talked to her several times. She knows about my issues, the problems that I'm having.
Okay, I can see if she's available. Hold for just a moment.
Great, thank you.
Well, it looks like Tanya's away from her desk as well. Do you want to leave one or the other a voice message?
Hello? Yeah, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, I can hear you. Just weren't saying anything.
What would be the best thing to do for me to just call back in a half hour or something?
I don't know that either one will be available in a half hour. I don't know. Yeah. I just know that I rang Tanya's desk and there was no answer.
Oh, okay. I have no idea. I don't know
what he is at the moment.
Because you don't know if he's even in. Can you tell me the sheriff's name?
Sure. Yep, it's Thomas Burns, Burns.
Okay. Could I leave a message? Could you switch me through to his voicemail? I can leave him a message.
Absolutely. Hold for just a moment.
Great. Thank you, ma'am.
Sheriff Burns, how can I help you?
Oh, hi, Sheriff Burns. My name is. I spoke to your office several times, trying to get information, and I was told to contact you. I live in, and I just moved here, and I'm trying to make a felony complaint against a Secretary of State judge, and I've got evidence that I'm a disabled senior citizen, civil rights activist, and I need to file felony complaints. He's put my life in jeopardy. I've got evidence to prove it. He's working in collusion with I've got an interlock device. So did I interrupt you? Because I don't want to take up your time. I got a lot to say, but
I'm kind of in the middle of a meeting, but so it's against somebody from the state.
No, it's a Secretary of State judge. I've got an interlock device on. It was for a 12-month commitment, and I've had it on for 23 months. The thing's failed 12 times. It gave 2 false error messages, and this judge is getting paid off by the interlock company. I know all about it, and I've got witnesses to prove it. And he made false accusations and has taken my license. He's been threatening my right to live under the Fourth Amendment. I have a right to be safe in my person, and I've got this car bomb that keeps blowing up, and he's getting paid off by this company. It's called Intoxlock. I got proof of it, and because I'm an activist, I've recorded it all. I've got videos of his hearings showing where this guy's making false claims that I tampered with the equipment. Then he told me that he filed a major violation. He said that I failed a rolling retest, and they took a picture of my my vehicle when I wasn't even in it. The equipment failed, and he called that failed a rolling retest and took my license away for 5.5 months. So I don't want to waste your time if you're busy, but could you?
What I need you to do is I need you to contact the Attorney General's office.
I've done that already.
Them are the ones that are going to.
No, I've already done that.
They are the ones that can really handle this.
I want to file a felony complaint. He's threatening my life, and I've been told.
Correct, and you'll have to do that. Since he is the judge, you'll have to do that through the Attorney General's office.
This guy's a crook, though. This guy's getting paid off by these.
I understand.
And see, the thing is, sir, we deal
in state and local. This would be a federal.
No, this is a. Here's the last time that I had their equipment. His equipment failed, and he said that I tampered with it. So he took my license away from me, and I have 6 months to respond. I got to file a complaint in Isabella County Circuit Court against him. And I was told that by a constitutional attorney that I have to contact the sheriff of my county, because the sheriff does not take orders from Governor Gretchen Whitmer. And this case is also I'm being sabotaged on a jury trial that I've had that's dragged on for 42 months in Lapeer County that they can't win, and they've had the Secretary of State twice blow up my car and make it impossible to comply. The last time.
And that's why the Attorney General has to take this case, because there's multiple jurisdictions. There's a judge involved. Okay, the sheriff's office does not take that case.
See what I'm saying? No, I don't, because my life is being threatened, and I already made a complaint, and I filed a complaint with the Attorney General. What did they say? I never got a response.
What did they say?
I never even got a response.
Okay,
that's the problem. And see,
then you need to recontact them.
That's the problem, sir. There is no.
Right, you need to recontact them, sir.
I don't know. Our government is $37 trillion in debt, and
I got you, buddy. Like I said, my grandchildren are going to pay for everything that we're doing right now.
Well, you better believe it, sir. And the problem is we have a failure of government, and I'm being threatened by this criminal judge. And and see, the problem is, my issues go all the way up to Governor Gretchen Whitmer. I've made complaints to her, and that relate to this case in Lapeer County, and I'm calling her. I've got her as my witness. I'm calling her personal secretary as a witness to my jury trial in Lapeer County, and that's why I've made a lot of enemies high up in high places. And this guy told me I wrote him the last hearing. It said I was supposed to send him an explanation of what happened. I sent him a 75-page letter, and the guy he told me that he said you sent me a letter and it didn't say anything. It was just rambling. But I sent him a letter showing a video of his interlock device company saying it was their fault and it wasn't my fault. And this guy accused me of tampering with the equipment, and he wouldn't drop the charges. So now he's dragged this on for another year. So a one year
Who did you get for an attorney, sir?
I'm my own attorney, sir, and I have that legal right to do it. I do have that.
You do, and you do.
I do have that right, and you know what else?
You do.
And you have to understand, sir. I know enough about. I've got over 180 evidence videos on my YouTube channel that show failure of the state of Michigan and Lapeer County government that's abusing disabled senior citizens, and it's the runaround. That I was told that I have to get in contact with Dana Nessel, Attorney General Dana Nessel, but I've had it was impossible to do that. I can't even get responses for that. It's a failure of government, and I'm fighting people that are holding my head underwater. That's the problem, sir. And you said about your grandchildren, you're my age too, so you understand that they stole your pension already.
Oh, yeah.
That's gone. Right. And if you could be in my spot, and Anybody could be in my spot. This guy made false accusations. That would be like Governor Gretchen Whitmer accusing you of raping her, and and then all of a sudden you get thrown in jail, which is what they've done. They've taken my vehicle away from me. If I can't drive, I can't work, I can't get food, and I can't get medical attention. For what? That's where my life is being threatened. And how can if I contact all these people and I've got life-threatening issues and they don't even bother responding, then what's my other alternative? Go join the militia?
No.
That's the problem. My life is being threatened, and it's a big joke. And I've got this is another thing. Well, that's why I wanted a police report, because I've got a trial.
Like I say, I don't have jurisdiction. I don't have jurisdiction over a judge. I don't have jurisdiction over Lapeer. Okay.
No, I know.
And that's why you have to go with the Attorney General. Okay, and you just got to keep honoring them.
I'm out of time, though. I've got a trial that starts in 3 weeks, and all they have to do is blow up my car one more time. They blew up my car in April. The day I moved here, I moved on April 11th here. I drove all the way from the Lapeer back and forth 450 miles. I had no problems with it. The equipment, the next day I tried to start my vehicle, and it was dead for 16 days. And the companies jerked me around, and they had to diagnose it. And I sat in my driveway for 16 days talking to them, trying to figure it out. And then they finally decided the thing was dead for good. And they couldn't get me in until April 26th, which was the opening day of my jury trial. And that's why this judge is in collusion with Lapeer County. They blew up my car just before my trial, and then I couldn't make it to court. And they bought 10 more months of a 42-month. This trial has gone on for 42 months. That's unconstitutional. Lapeer County is in violation of 7 of our constitutional amendments. You took an oath to protect and defend the Constitution, didn't you? They're not even a valid court. Can you believe that? That's why I moved. That's why I had to move out of Lapeer County. They're the most corrupt county in Michigan, and I was told you guys, Isabella is a real cool county. That's why I liked it so far. But
we are a cool county.
Yeah. I'm getting. See, I was told that I have to file a circuit court complaint. You're saying to go through this other complaint that's faster?
You have got to go through the Attorney General. Okay. Because like I said, I have no jurisdiction at all in Lapeer.
Okay. And would that be the Judicial Tenure Commission?
Correct.
Okay, I've got their phone numbers. I'll give them a try. I sent them documents, and they never responded. But there's nothing you can do for me, Mr. Burns.
No, I'm sorry, but I wish I could. I'll pray for you.
Yeah, you want to hear something else? This guy accused me of tampering with the equipment, which was impossible. Their own service provider is Adams Automotive in Mount Pleasant. Do you know those guys?
I do not, sir.
Yeah,
no.
They testify. They'll testify that in Taxalaca are a bunch of crooks, and this judge is getting paid off by them. So I mean, and they're threatening my life with this car bomb that fails at will. But what he did was, here's another thing. He told me that for those 16 days that the car was dead, that I had a responsibility to have a PBT test every day. So he violated me for that, as if I'm 25 miles away from your office, and would you come out every day for 16 days and PBT test me? Is that?
We don't do that.
Yeah, no kidding. But this guy could care less. He violated me for that.
What's the name of the judge over there?
Longman.
Longman?
Yeah, Brian Longman.
Never heard of him.
You want to see? You want to see?
Never heard of him.
Well, you know what? You have access to the internet, don't you? Why don't you go on my YouTube channel, Almont Senior? I've got over 170 evidence videos showing Lapeer County and Secretary of State and State of Michigan. But take a look. I'll show you this judge. I'll show you his 2 hearings. The first hearings. How could I fail a rolling retest when I wasn't in the car? It took a picture of me when I wasn't in the car for 15 minutes. And then this guy, and the first time, and all I said was I didn't do it. So he said, okay. And I thought that was it. And then I was due to have it. I was done with it. I completed 12 months I never tested positive for alcohol in 12 months on February 27th. So I contacted that company, Interlock company, to get their closing paperwork, and they refused to send them to me. They kept jerking me around for over a month. And then when I finally got them, they were missing pages. So I'm arguing with them about that. And in the meantime, they blew up my car on the 11th of April. And then they blame me for that. The Secretary of State's got a big scam going where they're getting paid off by Intoxilock, and they're just getting repeat customers by sabotaging people. This is this is not the law. This is that's why I would like somebody in law enforcement to take a look at my evidence, take a look at my videos on Almont Senior, and see for yourself. Right. These guys are crooks. That's why I pissed off, Mr. Burns. I pissed off people in high places, including my senator, my state legislator, and I made videos of them. Yeah. I made videos of them too, and that's why I know I'm not going to get any help in high places so far. But listen, I really appreciate. I wish you could help me, but
no problem, Mr. Ford.
I'll try. Okay. I'll try making
good luck with you. Okay, sir.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Okay.
Oh well.